Hello, good morning, welcome to New Forest Morphs. Jared and I are just checking on our breeding pairs from yesterday, and we've had one visual lock, and Jared, you were absolutely spot on. Skip's locked with Mango, and I think if you separated them now, you have separated them.
Yeah, they were finished.
And on the other pairings, we've had a couple tail to tailing, we've left a couple still in there, and also we've had another male shed out, and I've stuck a shed into the Desert Ghost, Jared. I'll show you what I've done. Because these two were tail to tailing, and we've got Hercules, they're separated now, but if you have a little look inside, you see I've put another shed in there. And during the night, came in here, and you can see that they were tail to tailing it. So we'll leave them for another day or so, see how they get on. And then the other ones, Jared, that you've left in, which one have you left in and why have you left the other ones in? Because we normally give them a day, and if they don't lock and they're separated, we normally separate them. But the ones that have shown signs, now the bamboo girl, I thought that she'd shed out. She shed out in the middle of her courtship. And you can see her shed in there, Jared, can't you? And you can see how these two are snuggled together. The hormones in here is tremendous. If you had Smell TV, Jared,
I feel sorry for you.
You had to do a bit of spot cleaning as well, didn't you? Because she pooed and shed it in the middle of her lovemaking. So we'll leave them for another
today.
Just for today, see whether we can get a lock. But they were tail to tailing, weren't they, Jared? So you felt best to leave it. The temptation is when you get a lot of mess, is for thinking, oh, let's get them all out, let's clean it all out. And Jared and I have to make a judgment call, and we both thought they're that close to locking, and they may well have locked in the middle of the night without us seeing it. We're going to give them another day together and see where it goes. And any other...
just on this side.
Anything else going on, Jared, that you've left together?
Just these ones here.
So
Calypso.
Calypso. Now you've left Calypso with Bowser, is it?
Yeah.
This is the one that we put the shed in. Now just look at that for intimacy.
Not much.
Well, they're cuddled up anyway, and they were tail to tail. If you look at the back, Jared, you see they've moved the shed. The shed was down here. They've moved the shed all the way towards the back. I think it might be time to put in our lock cam. We've got a lock cam that we can put a small camera inside one of the rugs, and it was well received last year, Jared. Quite a few people enjoyed seeing a fast-speeded romance, and I think we'll probably do one next week, and maybe we'll get the little camera out and we'll just do one of those and see what's going on, because I think we are missing locks, and I think we are missing courtship. And of course when we come in the morning, you know, what I try to do is not switch the lights on straight away, because that can cause an animal to decide to unlock. So we come in very carefully, maybe open up one window, put on some subdued lighting, have a little peek sneak. And I've done that before, and I've actually identified more locks that way than I had coming in, lights blazing, you know, thundering through the facility. It's just going to disrupt them. So that's a top tip to be able to observe a lock. Maybe do 2 or 3 checks during the day, small little peeps. You wouldn't be in and out disturbing them, but just having a little peek through to see what's going on shouldn't cause any problems. So, how are the babies settling in, Jared?
They're all hiding in their
are they all hiding? We'll have a quick look and see how they're doing. Again, we don't want to disturb them too much, but we just want to make sure they're all okay. And we have got them in the last 8 boxes here. Jared, you're going to make up some labels and get them onto the reptile scan.
Yeah.
So they are using their hides, and they are using their hotspot. Let's have a little look and see how they're looking. Oh, isn't that beautiful?
So this one's either a normal or a phantom. Then we've got 3 Mojaves, and we've got 3 purple passions.
Yeah. So that one looks absolutely gorgeous. Let's have a quick slide through, make sure they're all okay.
Actually 4 Mojaves and 3 purple passions.
Let's see how that one's doing. It's lovely to see them snuggled up, isn't it?
Yeah.
And some of them have got amazing patterns. Have you seen some of the Star Wars patterns on one of the Mojaves? We've got a, what do they call those fighters? That
TIE fighter.
Is it a TIE fighter? We've got one that's, you know, we might have to give them Star Wars names, Jared.
Whichever ones we keep.
Yeah.
We'll select them when they're a little bit bigger.
Yeah, okay. So let's have a little look and see what else we've got going on here. There's another Mojave at the back door, tucked in there. It's quite good that we've got subdued lighting at this end, Jared, because it does help these new snakes to feel more comfortable. Have you noticed that we've got, if you just show our lighting here, Jared, importance of lighting, we've got lighting for studio lights, so when we're filming we can actually have the lights on the table. But at the end, Jared, you've put all the lights pointing towards the TV, because that then gives a little bit of privacy to the end. and we've got privacy at this end, and we can use extra lighting if we need to. And
also these overhang, all of the big rubs overhang the little rubs, so they get a bit more shade.
Yeah, so I think the setup works really well, and you can see how well over the last 12 months we've been here, you can just see how well these snakes grow in here. I mean, they grow like weeds, don't they, Jared? Absolutely brilliant. So I think we don't need to reinvent the wheel on our hatchling setup. I think that's working really well. What we do want to do in the new year is, I've noticed that quite a few of you want to consider building your own facilities. So in the new year we'll probably do a video on how we built this from scratch, all the plans, maybe give you copies of our plans. We'll talk about things like planning issues, and we'll talk a bit about costings, so you get an idea of, if you do it yourself with the support of some help from friends who are qualified, like electricians, builders that can help with brickwork, you can actually do a facility for half the price of putting it out to contract. And I think a lot of breeders actually go that route. In fact, today I'm going to give a shout out to Gavin at Balls to You, and he built his facility I think a few months after us, and I really enjoyed watching his video blog, because he was showing how he built it, got friends in to help him. He's got a lovely setup, and at the end I'm going to give Gavin a big shout out. I know a lot of you may already be following him, but there might be some people out there that aren't aware that Gavin's got like 20,000 subscribers plus. He's one of the biggest YouTube UK ball python channels I think we've got, one of the biggest. Predator BP's big, Balls to You pretty big. Now I think Balls to You's channel's about 5 years old, looking at the age on it. So in 5 years he's gone from 0 to 20+ thousand. That encourages us newcomers coming in who've been doing this a year, building up to 1,000, that can build and snowball. So it's very inspiring to see how breeders are growing their businesses and their channels. Okay, so let's have a look at some of Gavin's content. Now he's putting out a new series. Let's have a little look and see what he's doing. So he's got 23.3 subscribers. I like
3.3k.
3k subscribers, sorry. Look at the logo. Can you see the logo looks really good? And I think Gavin reinvents the colour scheme and the patterns on his logo. He keeps the main description on there, but I think it's a really nice, good looking logo. And the one series that he's currently doing is he's revisiting all the base morphs to help both new breeders, new keepers, and also experienced breeders who perhaps... The one that I watched the other day was about the pastel morph, and when you first think, oh, pastel, a lot of people write off pastel and they think they don't want it in some of their combos. And I think some people are correct in saying that, but Gavin's showing us on one of his videos how he uses pastel to his advantage, and he's got some incredible animals that've got pastel in there, Jared, like the ultramale pastel. Now what I like about Gavin's channel is that he's big time into ultramale, Jared, and he's caught the vision early. We caught the vision early because we've had them for a couple of years now, and you'll notice that in our collection we've got an awful lot of ultramales. So let's have a quick look and see what Gavin's latest video is all about. Let's go to his videos, and maybe if I switch that off, get a better look. Look at that snake, Jared, isn't it amazing? That's a clown, but it's got pastel in it and some other things in there. This is his leopard base morph, and let's have a little sneak preview and see what's going on. Get rid of the adverts.
How's it going, everyone? It's Gavin from Balls to You, and welcome back to another base morph series. And again, I'm going to be helping you guys ID some of your animals that I get asked a lot of questions about regarding what's in, when you're breeding these things, is pastel in this, is leopard in that, etc, etc. Now as you can see, I have a highly venomous, dangerous ball python in front of me here, which is a pastel. Now, the pastel was one of the first incomplete dominant genes that was actually found to have a super, and Greg Graziani basically produced the first super, and then it was Kevin over at Nerd. Now, the pastel has been, like I said, around with us for a long time, and a lot of people hate on pastel. However, pastel is key to a lot of combos, and what.
So I think we'll leave it there, Jad. I'll let you go and watch the video if you want to see how important pastel is. I like the fact that Gavin is revisiting some of these base morphs and showing us with his new combinations how effective they are. And I think we're quite glad that we've got pastel in our collection, because we want it in our Desert Ghosts, we want it in our VPI Exantics and our Pides. So I think pastel still has a very important role to play. We just got to be careful when we use it and how we use it. So go jump on Gavin's channel if you're not already on there. He does have various other forms of contacting. He's on Instagram. I believe he's got a Discord and a Patreon account as well that you can join. So he does build the community, and he tries to encourage new breeders coming in. The other thing I found when I was first getting into the hobby and I was looking at Care To series, how to set up series, well, Gavin's also, what he does with his videos is he, instead of actually, what he does is he presents his setup and his husbandry so that new ball python keepers coming in who really haven't got much of a clue what's going on, they can study his videos and actually get the right setup for the animal. So I thought that was really helpful, and I think on our channel we've got a how to care series as well, and I think it's good for us as breeders that when we do sell a snake to perhaps a newcomer, they can then refer to our videos and get an idea of what's going on. So I think to that extent YouTube is a fantastic resource to be able to do that. So go send him a lot of love, and we shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.